something all humans need in order to stay alive. So this is a day on my plate and a chaotic day in my kitchen in order to survive. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's go make breakfast. Over here I have my veggies for breakfast. I have some spinach, some very roughly chopped mushrooms, red bell pepper, red onion, a block of tofu. I think this is the best angle I'm gonna get. I'm making myself a cup of chai. So I have 2 cups of water in here. I'm also making for my sister. I just started my stove. This is a tulsi leaf that I'm just gonna tear up. This is loose tea leaf. 1.5 spoons too. I have some chai masala over here. I would add sugar here, but I'm actually gonna add honey a little bit later. I just crushed some cardamom pods, some freshly grated ginger. So this is what it looks like, and we're gonna let this come to a boil before we add in our milk. I also have my tea strainer on hand because after we add in the milk, the process does happen quite quickly. Now I'm gonna start making my tofu scramble. I'm cooking with some coconut oil. Our tea is much darker now, even though it's not boiling yet, but I'm gonna wait for it to boil. And our pan is warmed up, so I'm gonna add my onions, my mushrooms, and my red bell pepper into my pan. I'm adding a little bit of soy sauce. Here I have some harissa powder and some cayenne pepper. I'm gonna add a little bit of maple syrup, salt to taste, and pepper to taste. I strongly dislike pepper, but because we're gonna add turmeric, it's very important that we do add pepper. Here I'm adding just a little bit of turmeric. I'm gonna mix this all up. Our tea is starting to boil, but I want it a little bit darker, so I'm going to let it boil a bit longer. Now we're going to crumble in our block of soft tofu. And I'm going to throw in my spinach. It's quite a bit of spinach, but it'll cook down to not that much. Let's add that here and mix it up. Our tea is on the stove now, so I'm going to just dump our milk in. It cools it down a bit because the milk is cold and obviously the tea is not. I just turned off my stove because my tofu scramble over here is done. I did do some pieces of toast beforehand. This is sourdough, and I'm going to put some garlic confit butter on it, and I'm going to go enjoy it. This sourdough bread is actually homemade and it tastes really good. So is this garlic confit butter and this chili oil that I'm going to be putting on top of my tofu scramble. My tea is now boiling, and I'm going to wait for the milk to really bubble up before I take it off the stove 3 times. That's how I learned it. So I have to wait until the milk really boils up. You take it off and you put it on and you wait for it to boil up again. Take it off, put it on, last time wait for it to boil off, and then you can strain it. Here is my beautiful cup of tea, and for my sweetener I'm just adding some honey. This is the final breakfast plate, which I think looks super delicious, and I'm really excited to dig in. It's lunchtime now. For lunch today, I'm making something really easy, which is just my cream cheese bagel, which is pretty basic, I know, but I have my air fryer on, and I'm just gonna mix up my cream cheese mixture, I guess, in a little bowl. Obviously, we'll need some cream cheese, and you mix this cream cheese with a little bit of sweet. I'm gonna use maple syrup, and then you put that on a bagel and a little bit of cinnamon, and I'm also putting a peach on top. And some maple syrup. I have an air fryer liner here that I've just put my bagels on, and now I'm putting my cream cheese on top of the bagels. These are sourdough bagels, which once again are super delicious and are homemade, which is super cool. You guys can add this after if you want, but I want to have a little bit of a soft peach kind of compote. So I'm putting my peaches on before I put it in the air fryer for a few minutes. I am saving a few of the fresh peach pieces, that's a tongue twister, for after, so that there is a fresh component. I'm gonna put this into the air fryer now for 4 to 5 minutes. This is like scorching hot, but it looks absolutely delicious. I'm so excited to dig in. I realize now I may have forgotten to put the most important ingredient, cinnamon. I'm gonna take these off onto this plate and put some cinnamon on. Good amount of cinnamon here, and I absolutely overloaded it with peaches, but it's looking really yummy. A really big thunderstorm just started, but now we're gonna make dinner. I'm following a super random recipe from Pinterest and I'm super excited to try it. It is this one. If I remember to, I'll link it down below. There's 3 components to this dish that I'm looking at. There is the chickpea component, there's the pasta component, and there's the salad component. This is like a chickpea pasta salad, which I'm really excited about because it looks like it would be delicious. Roasted chickpeas, we're gonna need our oven for that. I'm doing all of these chickpeas, so I'm just gonna mix it straight in this container. I'm gonna go give my chickpeas a quick rinse. I have my spice blend. I just did half a teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder, harissa powder, dried herb, and I did a little dash of cayenne pepper. I'm gonna use chili oil here. The recipe says chili oil works best, but I think you can also use neutral oil. It's just to help the flavorings stick to the chickpeas. My mom is just putting these on a baking sheet, and we're gonna put this in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Now I'm gonna chop up a few fresh vegetables. I have the bell pepper here that I used this morning in my tofu scramble, as well as the red onion. I need a second to recover from that onion, that was so strong. Some gluten-free pasta into our pot. Anyone's wondering about the brand, we use the Simple Truth spelt macaroni. Now we're gonna make the sauce for the whole thing. So over here I have some yogurt. The recipe says to use mayonnaise, but we don't have that. Dijon mustard, lemon juice, and a crack of black pepper. I added a lot of chili to my chickpeas already, so I'm not gonna add any chili here. We're almost out of Dijon mustard. Top of all the veggies we already have, we're doing green beans on the side. So our sauce is done, and I just added the onion and bell pepper into it. So in addition to the lemon juice and the yogurt, I'm adding some mint as well, just for a little bit more freshness. Just added some frozen peas into the pasta because it's about to be al dente in a few minutes. Now to my pot, I'm gonna add all of the spinach, but like I said this morning, it's gonna wilt down so much. And we stir. This is looking very green. I added some chili oil into the yogurt sauce, and I think we're now ready to assemble. So we have our giant bowl of pasta here, and I'm just gonna put these chickpeas right in. This is the final bowl. I'm so excited to dig in. The smells amazing, and I've had a few taste tests and they do taste absolutely delicious. So I'll enjoy my dinner. So it's a little bit after dinner now, and something weird is actually happening. So normally I don't crave dessert after dinner. Sometimes I'll have a little bit, but it's not an all out like I need dessert. And right now it's not that bad, but I'm really feeling like I need to eat dessert. Maybe it's because I haven't snacked throughout the whole day. I haven't really had any snacks. I just had breakfast, lunch, dinner. So maybe it's just my body telling me I need more food, or it might be some kind of psychological thing that like I need sugar, because it's literally just day 1 of sugar. My phone is actually about to die. Ignore the hair. Honestly, day 1 went better than expected, which is super exciting, but who knows, maybe the next few days will be a bit harder, but we'll make it through. Day 1. By the way, if you want to join me on this challenge, there's a downloadable in the description box below of this exact printout that I made. So if you want to join me, make sure to click that. And yeah, let's do this together. Day 1 of no sugar, and I think it's going pretty well.